I mean, first, just want to thank the fans for showing up for us, but especially the students. I thought the student section was electric. This is what I envisioned this building being, and what we have to make it moving forward. I was glad that everyone came out and saw the team. They compete, they play hard, they're an exciting team, they're fun to come and watch. I think everybody got to see that tonight. I think they battled. They battled. Our guys battled. They did a really good job. We had a bunch of guys log heavy minutes. I told them before the game that the game was going to be won on the glass and taking care of the ball. And we really took care of the ball today, and that was kind of the separator. And it's kind of the thing I was saying all week and been saying to the team is everything that has gone bad for us has been self-inflicted. It hasn't been one team I've sitting there and watched, except for maybe the Clemson game where I said, all right, maybe something else. But Cal, turnovers. Florida State, turnovers. Boston College, Syracuse, even the ones we've won, the turnovers has hurt us where they should have been 12 to 15-point wins. They end up being 6. But we took care of the ball. We competed on the glass, and we kept battling.
Coach, what were those moments at the end of the game like? You guys get that rebound, and then buzzer goes, and
Yep.
then just everybody pours onto the court.
Yep.
What's going through your mind?
Well, I didn't even really get to see it and really, I guess, enjoy it. I was just going through the handshake line. I saw it on the way out. It's exciting. I'm just happy for our guys. You know what I mean? Ever since day one, they've just been here and been all in. And so for them in this moment, for everything we've talked about to finally get there, and this is it's not over. This ain't the championship or anything, but this is hopefully will get us down this stretch because we got a tough stretch coming up.
What does this say about your team, the way that they were able to lead from start to finish?
Yep.
And Duke was in that position the other day, and North Carolina found a way
Yeah.
to win at the very end. What does it say about your team that they hung on even at the end when they closed it?
No, I think they're resilient, and I feel like they've shown that all season. All the close games that we've been in. The Pitt game we were down and had to come back. Wake Forest. I think about all these games on the road where we battled and competed, and to finally get one over a ranked opponent. I think it's our 4th one we played. To finally get one over a ranked opponent feels good. But the best thing and the most exciting thing for me is we were who we were. We didn't do anything special. We didn't do anything different. I mean, you look at our box score, and this is what it usually is: 46 points in the paint, 12 offensive rebounds, doubled them in free throws. This is Miami basketball. So that's what's exciting about it is just because it was North Carolina and it was a big environment and a great event, we stayed true to our identity and our standard.
Coach, what did you see from your team in the first half? The way the game started on both ends of the floor, just the energy and everything you guys brought.
Yeah, we did a bunch of different stuff defensively. And so they did a good job of just adjusting on the fly. Now, it it went better in my head than it did in person because North Carolina is extremely fast. So trying to transition into the zone early in the game, we gave up some threes just because of their pace and their speed. And then once we got to it, we were able to kind of adjust and get through it. But the guys did a great job. And we played our game. And the biggest thing is that they came out punching, and so did we, and then we kept punching.
Coach, that performance tonight by Ernest, how would you describe the impact of it, both offensively and defensively?
Huge. Ernest is one of the people I'm probably on the most, and he'll probably tell you that, and the team would tell you that if you ask him. And I had to get on him in a timeout because he was giving in to fatigue and he was getting tired. And then he came out and he got three huge offensive rebounds. Right after that timeout, and he got the lob. He closed the game for us. His growth since he's been here has been amazing. So there's not enough I can say about Ernest.
And then UNC, 40 points in the first half, 26 in the second half. What do you attribute to your defense's performance in that second half?
We did a better job guarding the three-point line and just being there and contesting them. I felt like they hit every three in the first half, 7 for 13. Everybody who came in hit one. And then in the second half, we were kind of stuck in no man's land, and we kind of adjusted, and our closeouts were better, and we were just able to there and contest them was the biggest difference.
You talk about how you guys played against Caleb Wilson. What was your plan against him?
just give him as many looks as possible. We trapped him. We went zone on his catches. We just did a bunch of different things to kind of confuse him. And then we wanted to put him in a bunch of the actions on the other end just to kind of wear him out and tire him out. And, it was a big part of the game, especially in the first half with him making the threes, but him not having a rhythm early. It kind of changed the game because if he was having a rhythm and they're making threes, it'd been a different game.
Jay, you said it's not for a championship, and obviously it isn't, but can a win like this in this setting and everything be a launching pad for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I hope so. It feels like, and hopefully the guys feel like, they got over a hump a little bit of quality win or whatever resume. But like I was saying, we have 6 more quad one games on the schedule. So it's not like the schedule gets any easier. We got to go to North Carolina State next, who's coming off a big loss. So they're going to be breathing fire. And so we have to enjoy this for now, 24-hour victory. And then when we get back in here Thursday, we got to get ready to turn the page and get ready for North Carolina State.
Coach, you talked about after the FSU loss, you talked about a little bit like how the urgency,
Mhm.
the lack of urgency. You talked about turnovers.
Yep.
What has the theme been that you've been stressing to get to a point where you can beat a team like Chapel Hill, and what's the theme now going to look like after this one?
It'll stay the same. My thing has always been we got to take care of the ball and just our attention to detail. We'll lost all our losses except for one have been in the margins. And just little things have got us, whether it's free throws, whether it's been our turnovers or what. So just the attention to detail and the discipline that it takes to do that has been really the biggest thing I've stressed. And I've told him, like, taking care of the ball for us. If we can stay in single digits, if we can stay 11 and under turnovers, we'll be fine.
This decision-making seemed to be pretty quick tonight when UNC was sending the double teams. Just what did you like about his process tonight?
He took his time. He had been rushing a few games. He missed one bunny, but he took his time and he made good reads and good passes out of it and then kind of opened up some other things.
Shelton helped set the tone early. Is he all right going forward? There's a little bit of situation I know pregame with that. Is he going to be all right going forward?
Yeah, I don't know what that tweet was. He was never anything. He was always full go. But he's we got a bunch of guys playing a bunch of minutes, so no one's 100%. Everybody's a little banged up, whether it's like a bruise here, tweaked ankle there. So my job is to be as smart as possible and try to get them where they're as close to 100% as possible for games.
Coach, you got time for a couple more?
Important rebounding was, especially you've been hard to getting to that 10 rebound mark. You have 2 people in double-doubles today. Just how important was that, especially late with those offensive?
Yeah, it's huge for us because those guys are a big part of what we do. And for them, it's what I expect from them because I think they're that good. I believe that there's, as a big combo, it's not many that's better than them. And so their impact and their stat sheet should look like this every night. You know what I mean? So I don't think, the rebounding is just more effort than anything. And Ernest, in the second half and that last 10 minutes changed the game. And so that's something we have to do at all times.
Coach, you talked about throwing different looks at Caleb and just you switch between man and zone, and that's a lot of you and the staff putting your guys in positions to succeed. But that's a really talented defenders too, right?
Yes.
Sometimes like Carolina, they just couldn't create advantages in the defense.
No, I'm not. I got good players too. We got good guys over there. Shelton, Trey, Dante. Timo's a really good defender with his size and his range. Solly's as physical as they come. He may foul a lot, but you're going to feel him within the game. And so I like to say, we wear on you. We wear on you for 40 minutes. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with us. And then eventually, you start to wear down a little bit. And I think we saw that where we were able to get some separation a little bit late. We had some turnovers that kind of kept them in it down the stretch with the press and stuff that we got to clean up. Because North Carolina State presses the whole game. So, just little things, little details.
Dante and Sheldon are such good and strong defenders, especially for freshmen. Is Trey, just with his experience, has he kind of brought them along and taught them anything?
It's been a collective thing. It has been. The benefit of having 2 freshmen who can play in the game, especially early, is that by the time you get to February, you've hoped that they have developed to where they can play these heavy minutes. And they have. Sheldon's been consistent really since ACC play has started, where he was usually 16 to 18. He got tired in the second half. so he wasn't able to kind of get to the next gear. And then Dante just impacts so much out there. He just impacts so much out there where he wins, he competes, he makes little plays, he gets a steal, gets a rebound, gets an and one. Just those things start to add up, and I'm excited for them.
Justice, you're up, so.
Coach, a little bit on the defense. You generally felt like the turnovers were a bit more timely today
Yep.
compared to other times in ACC. Just what was it? Did you see the lanes better, or was it just something?
Great question. I got to watch the film a little bit, but I did think that they were more engaged, and I don't know if that was from the zone or the man being able to play more gap principles in the zone. But I thought our activity with our hands, we have been preaching deflections for a long time. I thought our activities with our hands were really good.
All right, thanks, Coach.
First of all, how much fun was that? Just all of it, the way you guys won, start to finish, seeing the students storming the court, all the energy in the building, and what do you think this win says about your team?
When you play this game and you're blessed to play it at a high level, fan reactions and just the fan presence is everything. Being in these environments where, leading up to this game, obviously everyone's talking about it. Obviously we knew it was going to be a big game, knew what to expect from the jump. Again, they're a high-level opponent, coached well, coached great. And again, just the fans are everything. We hear them screaming, whether it be the first bucket, the last bucket. We get a stop, turnover, making a free throw. Like, all of it plays into our success on the court. So we're always grateful for that.
And Malik, what was it like for you tonight, just start to finish in the celebration after?
I love the energy from the fans. They gave us extreme boosts when we needed them. I can't be more proud of the fans, the way they showed up and packed the gym for us and came out there every single.
How about the way your team played?
I'm super proud of the guys. They all came out and competed for all 40 minutes. I just can't be more proud of them.
Ernest, what was meshing tonight with you in that backcourt? Because you had a lot of success.
Repeat it again?
What was meshing tonight with you in that backcourt? You had a lot of success.
What was meshing?
Yeah.
Honestly, everything for me and just my message to the team today was defensively. Understanding our opponent, understanding they're a highly skilled team. And I tell the guys all the time, like, if they don't score, we win the game. Our offense has never been an issue. We're going to get to our stuff. We're going to get to everything that we work on in practice. And the biggest thing for us is just getting stops and literally making offense easy for us. One of the things I told the team before the game was let our defense be our offense. We get we get stops, limit them to one possession, and get out and run. Because I feel like, against anybody, we're the best transition team in the country. We get out and run. We love to play fast. We don't really want to sit there and call a play call. We can, like I said, limit them to one possession, get out and get an easy bucket, and do it all over again.
Ernest, you were dominant tonight with your physicality on both ends of the floor. Was that a mindset you brought into the game?
For sure. Honestly, man, I'll say like this. I needed this for sure. I'm hard on myself in practice. Past games, like I expect a lot of myself. I hold myself to a high standard. Man, like just one thing I was just doing leading up to this game was just praying. My faith is everything. And like I said, I had a great feeling about today. We do this thing in our shoot around where we shoot half court shots, and today was my first make. And obviously, it might not seem like anything crazy, but I just knew we were in the right place today. The energy felt great in warm-ups, and the pre-game talks. And I just kind of knew what to expect. The only thing left up for me was to just go out on the court and just let my energy speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Just going out there and doing what the team expects of me every night.
Malik, you guys never trailed in the game tonight. They came back and tied the game a few times. You guys were able to kind of always keep them at bay. Just what do you think it says about the team that you guys never really let them, come back and take the lead against you guys?
Yeah, down the stretch we executed real well. We held some of their top guys to some bad percentages. So our defense speaks for itself. The way we played, and yeah, we were able to capitalize on a lot of their mistakes that they had, and that's how we came out and continued to keep the lead throughout the game.
We're really going to take two more.
Just go ahead.
Visar and Wilson are both top 20 in the country in double-doubles, and people talk about them as one of the best front courts in the country. You guys were obviously better tonight. Is that a matchup that you guys ever take personally, together, proving that you are one of the best front courts in the country?
I wouldn't say it's personal, but me and E, we know we one of the best front courts in the country, and we're gonna prove it every single night we step on the court. And that's all I got to say. What you guys say?
I mean, don't get it wrong. Every single night we respect our opponents. I want to say that first and foremost. And again, everyone loves this game. As much as we love this game, the next man probably loves it. Just as much. But again, one thing I will say, I'm never going into a game thinking about what's to the other person, what people are saying about them. The only thing I know is it's me and Malik. You know what I mean? Like going into a matchup, we're going to do everything that we talked about leading up into the game. And just point blank period, just play it to the best of our abilities, do what we work on. And again, if we do the right things, the result that occurred today, just getting a win. Most important thing for us and for this whole entire program, just doing everything that we're supposed to do, that coach brought us here to do in order for us to get wins night in and night out. So I think for me and obviously Leak, that's just really the most important thing.
And then for either or both of you, obviously this is y'all's first win over a ranked team this year, first since Coach Lucas got here. What do you think this win says about where you guys are at right now?
You got it.
I mean, I've just, not even just this one, but honestly, for the entire season leading up until this point, you look at our losses, you look at our wins. Coach preaches it to us day in and day out, like it's us. Our mistakes, teams are going to capitalize on them. A team has never truly, and I feel this way, like a team has never truly just beaten us. You know what I mean? We beat ourselves whenever we put ourselves in certain positions. And again, the most important thing for us is just, whether win or loss, go into practice the next day, watch the film, talk over it, and do better the next time. You know what I mean? Because we know who we are. We know who we are.
Yeah.